mfano vizuri. Remember, one house has been built on a solid rock. The other one has been built on a sandy land. Wait until the rains came. That is when there was a clear distinction between a stupid man and a wise man. These are not my words. This is a parable that Christ gave. And allow me to use that parable. That today we have been given an opportunity to build our families, to build our houses, and to build our financial bases. In between 2012 and 2015, I was working for an organization that was paying my salary and also giving me money to the field. The money to the field was more than the salary. The salary was good, I can tell you. It was very good. But the money I used to get ya kwenda field was more than the money I was earning. And I can tell you here without fear that I was only using about 5,000 to go to the field. The rest of the money nilikuwa nakula, literally kukula. Wangapi wamekula pesa? There was nothing that you'd miss in my fridge. Nothing. My fridge was like a mini supermarket. Nothing. At that time, my firstborn was just 2 years old. She was born in 2010. How old is she right now? 12 years. My friend, I would host people every weekend. 10 to 15 people. I would host. I would even ask you, mnataka kukula nini? Kuku tu. I order. Inakuja. During those times, we didn't have this KFC, this Glovo thing. So we would go for this KJ. This one is a farm. Look at those cuckoos. I admire them, especially when you remove the feathers. Hallelujah. There was food in my house. Now what we're in the home and I know where I'm going to. When now you get to a place where you are told there is no funds, and so we cannot renew your contract. At that time, there was not much, because I don't even think that I had a good screen. You know what I'm talking about? TV yenye kama umezima unaweza jiangalia. And so 2015 tukaambiwa kuna pesa. So people left. People started lefting. Wanasema last in, first out. Wakaanza kuangalia who came here last, hao ndo wakatolewa. Job ikaisha. So 2016, coming from Bethlehem to Moab. If you are here yesterday, chakula ilisha Bethlehem, so we went to Moab to look for food. I'm telling you, friends, kama haujajipanga, utapangwa. That is why I'm standing here with a lot of emotions today, because something has to be done. I like this quote. I don't know it is which law, nimesahau. I hope mwalimu wa physics hajatoka, because atatusaidia. For every force applied, there is always equal and opposite reaction. Third law of motion. Sindio? For example, if what do you think? Sinimeumia? But applied force. So that is what it means. If you apply more force comes back to you. If you apply less force comes back to you. For every force applied, there is always opposite and equal reaction. Ukiendesha gari at 120 kilometers per hour and then ugonge poli ya stima, hiyo gari itakuwaje? Itabondeka kweli kweli. And if you are driving it at 20 kilometers per hour na ugonge poli ya stima, it will not be as much. So that is exactly what that means. And we can read this. This one is from the Bible, Luke 6:38. It is the same thing. The same measure that you, I don't know how it's I don't see demo. So let's have Carol to read. Luke 6:38. Ama mtu yote mwenye amepata, so that we can move very fast.
Luke 6:38.
Yes.
Give and it will be given to you. A good man's measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you.
With the measure you use, it will be measured unto you. Thank you so much, my friend. And so I cannot overemphasize the fact that we need to do something about our lives. Wengine tunaishi kama ndege. I once worked somewhere, I don't want to mention where people work with their money. The money that they make that day, anatembea nayo kwa mfuko. Na anaikula yote, the following day, anaenda tena kutafuta. If you ask them, why are you not saving? Anakuambia, na mokdar. You see that lake over there? Ile siku itatoka hapo, that is when I'll save. Because I go there every day and get my money. Anatembea na pesa yake kwa mfuko. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. The following day, hakuna pesa kwa mfuko ya huyo jamaa. Na akienda kwa hoteli umpakulie mboga, anaweza hey, my friend, unapakulia nani mboga? So huko, if you go to that place, my friend has worked there. If you go to that place, mboga inawekwa kando ya ugali. Mboga inaenda na ugali. So this other one, kitoweo inakuja na supu na nini, whatever, kama ni nyama ama ni samaki. So he'll either choose to eat the burger or not, because he has money. But hakuna savings. So the question is, why should we save? Number one, we should save for financial freedom. I believe if you are sitting here and you are living in a rental house, umechoka. Kwanza ikuwe ni landlord mbaya. How many are landlords and landladies? Kuweni watu wazuri. Those. Treat people well. Because the same measure that you're using is the same that will come back to you. You're probably living in that house and you have a dream house. Wangapi wako na dream house which you may never build, but it is still a dream. Hallelujah. So I want to show you how to build that dream house. So we have savings and investment. You can save to invest. And so we all agree that it is important for us to save. Now I want to bring to you an aspect of investment. Why should we invest? We should invest, or rather, where should we invest? I've talked about assets, like fixed assets, like buildings, houses, land. There is nothing that appreciates more on a daily basis than land. If you are to value this land, hapa Malituko, my simple valuation would get it to maybe 5.6 or even 7 million. Anyone who will agree with me on that? This land, venye imefensiwa hivi, 7M. In the next year, when you'll be having your third camp, the value of this land would have gone up to probably 10 million. And so, we are talking about investment. There is land. Where we come from, Nakaro, there is no land. And so we are walking around to look for land. And we are very aggressive, by the way. Tukipata land, tunaitana. Kuja, there is land here. Nanunua eka moja. Na mwingine eka mbili. And you see the way, for if you have sold land, you realize that pay slow mate. Na inaenda. So one day you unauza kakwota, kesho unaongeza. Unaongeza paka, you will realize that you have sold the entire land. The other thing that we need to save and invest for, siku watu wanasema gari is a necessity. Gari imekuwa kama basic need. If I want to move from Kisumu to my home in Oyugis, I don't want to get into a matatu, I have to drive. Children, wanaenda shuleni. If you have a car, it makes work easier for you to drop your children to school. Sindio? It makes more sense kutumia gari kuenda mahali. If you want to save time, unaingia kwa gari mbio umefika. We also save for future financial uncertainties. For example, medical fee. And the time will not allow me to overemphasize on the fact that all of us sitting here, we need to invest on our health. And how do we do that? We need to save money so that in the event that we are sick, we are able to run and get that money and use that money for our medication. Many people have died because they lack the money to just have a diagnosis done. Not even treatment, just diagnosis. Umepelekwa, umemeza Panadol, tumbo bado inakuuma. Umeenda Flagyl hakuna kitu. Then you go to the hospital and then the doctors suggest that they need to do some tests that, in fact, hapa ndio kuna pesa. You come to my clinic and then I tell you you are suffering from erythroblastosis fetalis with a lot of hemorrhage. You are like, hey, huyu anajua kitu anasema. Pengine hata sijui, mimi nimeguess tu. Sasa unaanza kushtuka. We need to do a test, and this test, a single test will cost you 40,000. You start running around, where will we get 40,000? You go home and you realize that cow there is worth around 25,000. Unauza huyo, you still have 15,000 to go. Then unaanza kutengeneza WhatsApp group. Remember, you umetengeneza WhatsApp group, you need 40,000. Then once this 40,000 imepatikana, unaenda hospitali wanafanya test, and then the bombshell. We are sorry, but you have cancer. But the good news is that you have cancer stage 1. So this one will manage with chemotherapy. So you are going to go for 12 sessions, and each session is going to cost you 20,000. Piga hesabu. How much is that? 20 times 12,000, that is 240,000, right? If you struggle to get 40,000, where are you going to get 240,000? Are you dying or not? I'm talking to human beings or stones. If you're a human being, please wave to me. We have had people opening WhatsApp groups to help someone raise 2 million aende matibabu Kenyatta. If I'm talking Greek, uniambie tu mimi sijaisikia kitu kama hiyo. And you realize that we are not able to raise 240,000, and so succumbs to this cancer, something that may have been averted. That is now when we form another WhatsApp group to give me a befitting send-off. People now raise more than 240,000. They raise 500,000 because they love me. By the way, some of us, mimi nikikufa sahi, my family will not even spend a coin to bury me. Sunshine lazima watakuja. Hallelujah, sunshine. Ama mtakuja? Mtaona. You will agree with me that people tend to raise money to bury you in the name of giving you a befitting send-off, instead of helping you to, not helping you to raise money for medical, instead of helping you, give you this financial freedom information that I'm giving you today. it is sad for someone like me standing here in a 6-piece. By the way, hata sikuwa nimenotice. Ama ni 3-piece? Whichever. Nikanyage chini, niwache hiyo story. I have 2 daughters. One day, she's in class 7. My eldest daughter is in class 7. Next year she'll be a candidate. You see, I know that next year my daughter is a candidate. In 2024, she'll be going to Form 1. Mimi ndio huyo, I'm just warming seats there. Nimekaa. Then ikifika 2023, towards December, I start calling my friends. Come and help me take my daughter to Form. And yet I'm able to save that money as little as 2,000 shillings per month, so that this girl can go to school without any problems. I wish I would have started 10 years back. Right now I'll be daring her. Hebu pita mtihani uone. Na kupeleka shule yote yenye unataka. School fees. Future financial uncertainties. And even death. In some cultures, you cannot talk about the dead. You cannot talk about death while someone is still alive. This one I can say on microphone because it is there on YouTube. Do you know why Lee Jiru was not given a chance to even speak during the late President Moi's burial ceremony? Do you know why? It's there on YouTube. Alikuwa kwa JK Live. This is what he said. In the Kalenjin culture, you don't plan for the death of someone. Planning in the sense that, you know, someone has been in the hospital for 42 days. Moi was in the hospital for 42 days. And his condition was deteriorating. The doctors told them, you know, inafika mali daktari anakuambia, my friend, hapa hapana. That is what happened to my father-in-law. Tulipeleka Aga Khan, wakamuangalia, wakatuambia. No, I told my wife, let's go and talk to the doctor. Wacha tuambie, because I already knew his condition. So, tulipeleka kwa kona, because you see some of these doctors, they are paid per patient per capita. Every time you walk into the hospital, unapeleka mtoto ama wewe mwenyewe umeenda, the moment you sit with that daktari, he is calculating how much he's going to earn from you. I'm talking about private, madaktari wa private, not the other ones. And in some specific hospitals, because I have worked with them. So if you come and you're able to go to the lab and probably there is a procedure, so you have to be admitted. So probably by the time you walk out of that hospital, you have paid 600,000, maybe through your medical card. Kuna venye anakalkuletiwa pesa yake. Ask them, si uongo. So I was telling you about this guy. So Linjiru called Major Lazarus Sumbeyo and told him, you know, this condition is not going to make it. So we need to prepare. The fact that they prepared a state burial for Moi while he was still in hospital angered his kinsmen and said, this guy will not talk or will not be given a chance asonge hapa mbele. It is on record, so this is not scandalous. The way we conduct ourselves during burial, it is important for us to prepare, especially for people that we know. By the way, you know, it is supposed to be my grandfather, my grandmother. Hao ndio wanafaa kwenda wa kwanza, si ndio? Si ndio?
Yes.
Then who else? Next, my mother, my father. Then now when it comes to my wife and my two daughters, I'm the one to go first, according to age. I will come back to that. And Pastor, thank you for talking about it yesterday, that in a church where I told you mimi nikikufa, my family will not contribute, because Pastor, I'm so active in my church and I don't miss anyone's burial, hata kama ni ya grandfather yako. That is what we call social capital, and because of time I will not talk about it. It is the same thing. Give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, something like that. The more friends you have, genuine friends, the more chances they'll come back to you when you are in trouble. No wonder this person sang this song and said, no man is an island. We need people around us. And so sometimes you realize that welfare, pesa inachangwa kulingana na jinsi ambavyo unajulikana kanisani. If you are a backbencher, then people would want to even see your photo before they contribute that 100 or 200. People from Central Church and Kenyari will agree with me. Your church is fairly small, so mnajuana karibu nyinyi nyote. Go to big churches like Kisumu Central, Kenyari Victory. Someone will die and no one will even take note. Your father or your mother dies and no one even knows that so and so lost, unless yeye akwambie, umepotea siku hizi, but you know, but I lost my dad. You're like, hey, the best I can do is just to say pole, because hata mimi sikujui sana, huwa nakuona. Ebu someone, a front seater, a very active person, the entire church will be there. When we were burying my father-in-law, almost the entire church was there. Ale saa zingine kukuwa na mdomo kama hii yangu inaokoa. Hao watu walichanga pesa mpaka nikafurahi. Mungu awabariki. Now, I want us to have a practical example. Assuming that you are earning 60,000, we'll have these two scenarios. It is recommended that you give 10% tithe, 10% offering. Si ni ukweli?
Yes.
So 20% of 60,000. Nataka mtoe calculator kidogo, because naona wengine
12,000.
wako kwa mtandao
12,000.
na nitataja majina.
12,000.
How much?
12,000.
12,000. We agree. 10% tithe, 10% offering. Sido? Now, they say that whatever you invest should not be more than 20% of your gross pay. Whatever you invest should not be more than 20%. In fact, most investment companies will ask you, how much do you earn? Then they will do a calculation, a quick one. Then if you say you want to, for example, 20% again of 60,000 is another 12K. If it goes beyond that, wanakuambia, no, you cannot have this. It goes even with loan. Si ukitaka kwenda kuchukua loan unaambiwa leta payslip yako, so that they see how much you earn, how much loan you can qualify for. So again, we go up to 20%. That is another 12,000. Where you live, if you are renting a house, where you live